see there's an S floating around here. And there should be an S floating around here. There it is. It's going whee. Lots of S's. So this is, the idea is that where this disturbance is happening in the Newhouse is where someone is.
Maybe everybody could move back as far as possible. It'll just be two people there.
That's right. There we go.
There.
So that I can see where I am, where my head is, and where my hand is, and so I can draw a line to the wall and then put the S up there. So that's sort of how the gestural interaction works. And it puts up a little journal wall thing where it sees somebody, like here. So it can track me that way, kind of thing. So once you sort of know those things, like where is this person, where are their eyes, where is their hand, then you can, and know where the wall is. You represent this all in 3D space, just like you do in a virtual reality model. And then you can make things happen in that virtual space. And then I just display it here on the wall, sort of corresponding from the virtual space to here.
So what are some examples of things people have put up on here before? Because this is a new product development class, and they may be interested in creating, they're actually doing wireframes, product concepts they have. They could do something for the wall too, right?
Right, absolutely. So the things that have been up here before have been sort of like, well, what would you do with a public space, and how would you do information or make something attractive that somebody wants to interact with? The kinds of things that have been up here before, which you probably saw, it was up all summer in part of the semester, was the graph of campaign contributions that was up. And that was a 3D model. It was created using that data. And it was actually, it's very simple. It just takes a comma separated value file of data, put that up there. So if there's any data you want to see in that kind of form, it's pretty easy to put up. And what I'm able to do is, if you interacted with it, is because I know what you're pointing at, there could be one of the senators or something you wanted to see the information, you point at it, and that contribution amounts would pop up to that senator. So that's kind of representation, what's called a force-directed graph, is good for showing here's the relationships of things, like from and to relationships between stuffs, and it automatically builds that graph. So it's a good way of data visualization that you can sort of explore in a big way. The other things we did is we had a sort of an interactive movie trailer. It was up here last semester, where there's various trailers floating around here, and as you walk by, one would sort of get big and follow you along the wall, and if you stopped and pointed toward it, it would start playing the trailer. So then you could watch the trailer, and as the trailer played, it would still follow you where you moved along the wall. So that sort of showed one of the interesting things about this is you can have an interactive session that's not positional. So if I want to explore something, somebody else comes up, I can move over here, it tracks me, and my own sort of interaction space tracks me on here. So it's sort of like, how do you develop for that? And then how would you maybe create, that we're both doing this, that we can sort of share information, or like, let me show you this, or pull this over here, kinds of stuff. So the kinds of things that you're used to seeing on multi-touch interfaces, sort of the pinch, zoom, swipe, drag, all of that can be done out here. But because it's a public space, you say, well, how do you make that work in the public with